Hi, ma'am. I'm Tarini Veerakanta, and today we are going to do our day two of Health Fest initiative by DORAI Foundation. DORAI Foundation is an extremely amazing organization which is like known for its social work and its distribution of resources to different sectors of the society. So this particular Health Fest initiative is all about creating awareness. So it is a wide-reaching awareness program, and this particular year, in our May 2023, interns have gathered together, and we have interviewed certain particular individuals with disabilities and disorders, and as part of this year's Health Fest initiative, we are presenting that data that we have already collected to resource persons to enhance the knowledge that people can receive from this awareness program. The case we are dealing with today is one of such rare cases where two people with unfortunate situations are coming together and living under one household. The child has been diagnosed with a learning disorder, and it is relatively mild. And the mother has been recently diagnosed with gangrene. She has undergone a surgery, and she's at the age of 45 years. And she's also her, her spouse has passed away due to cancer, and she has three sons in total. Her elder son has passed away due to an accident, and the middle son is the child who has been diagnosed with LD. And the youngest son is still looking out, like he's doing his education. This is the case we are presenting today. And we will move on to questions which are much more general, and then they move on to a little bit more specific uh, kind of aspects of the disorder as well as gangrene. So, ma'am, the first question I would like to ask you is that there are many people in a particular sector, like in an educational sector, whereas like in a school, there are many children who are sitting in a class, and a lot of them have difficulty learning. Being children, they may not be up to speed right when they begin. How do you differentiate people who have a little problem with learning, who can receive help in doing, and how will you differentiate them from children who needs to be diagnosed with LD?
Good. Um, Very happy to hear about DORAI Foundation and the research you people are doing a great job. Being intern, it's a very nice exposure for you all. I hope you all enjoy doing that, and it's a great service to be a part of the people who need help. Keep going, keep rocking. Okay. Now, to answer your question, Tarini, actually, a child with learning difficulties or learning disorder is easily identified right from the age of 3, and the progress will be more and it is evident at the age of 5, 6, because he will be entering into the educational world where the child will definitely have a lag of 2 to 3 years when compared to the his age group people in the class. So normally what he will do, he or she will withdraw himself when he is not able to cope up with what a teacher is saying. So withdrawal will be there. He will be very quiet in the class, submissive. And then what he is unable to write and unable to tell his own problem or what he needs in the class or at home. So there will be lack of communicating his thoughts. A verbal communication will be missing, and he will be in his own world. So over a period, the child will feel he should remain silence, a last venture. He will withdraw from all his, because When he is not able to answer, when he is not able to write or read, and he doesn't know to express it, why he is not able to do? Obviously, neglecting things will happen, right? He will feel he has been neglected in the class, and slowly he will get withdrawn himself.
Okay. Seeing how you've answered
And
it, keep going.
yeah,
Yes.
based on this, the age appropriate match won't be there, and he cannot sing rhymes. Being a toddler or a KG or 1 year first standard student, we allow them to sing songs, rhymes, where the child definitely will fumble. He cannot put the words together and sing. He cannot recall. So based on that, we have to pull out them and start working on them in a different way. This is how we differentiate the regular child, the memory skill especially, and writing pattern, muscle tone, no, matters
Yes.
a lot. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So, seeing how you answered the question with like such so many details, I believe it stems from the fact that you are a special education teacher. And can you please describe your daily life at your workplace and how you deal or interact with such children?
Okay. It's pleasure actually being a special educator, working with a different spectrum of children. I do work with slow learners, kids with learning difficulties, mild autism, Down syndrome, and no, do counseling with parents who really need those who have special kids. It's a great pleasure for me. I when I hear them, their sufferings and sorrows, and if I could support them a bit, it's a great thing for me. And this journey is like every day there will be a miracle. Even a small bit of change in one kid will give me immense happiness, for which we have to work for more than 1 month or 1.5 months, setting them a small goal and work towards the goal. It will be a very small goal of putting a button to their shirt or keeping a punctuation mark in a sentence. If the child is with LD, punctuation mark in a sentence start with capital letter. Child may be in grade 6 or 7, but definitely he will have this issue. So if that child reaches that goal within a span of 1.5 months or 2 months, it's a great success for us. So setting a goal and achieving towards the goal will be our everyday work. So every day we keep thinking, we keep processing, okay, this for this child, this for that child. So challenging. Every day will be a challenge, and no, it's a very nice field actually. I feel so comfortable and I enjoy my workplace.
Yes.
That's it. And
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for sharing your experiences. Ma'am, now that you have, like in your workplace, you have observed how children are and their learning processes are different from each other. So, how do children with learning disorders learn, or how are their learning processes different from the others? Because at some point, learning does take place, right? Maybe a few children may have memory issues, but few others may have comprehensive skills that would compensate. So, how are their learning processes different from the others?
now, first thing, the first job as a special educator is to identify the learning difficulties in the child and the particular spectrum of learning difficulty or the particular type the child belongs to. If the child is very good at audio visual, he can just view and something he can draw about it or at least utter few words about it, then that is the way we have to absorb no or give the knowledge to him, share the knowledge to him or the concepts to him. Then there will be few kids who were no really good at writing, but they don't know to orally say. They find it very difficult, but they write, and it should be direct question. So for them, we prepare a separate module for them. Okay,
Yes.
so first thing to assess the child under which category he comes from, and then based on that, our IEP will be designed for the child. IEP in the sense individual educational plan. So a particular child will be having this kind of difficulties. These are the areas he needs to improve. And then our lesson plan will be drafted in that way. And we set a simple goals. These goals to be achieved by the child without any maximum time limits. So if say for 2 weeks, a small goal. So for a month, you have a bigger goal.
Yeah.
So every child has a different set of questions and teaching modules for them. And then everything is based on child center actually. It's everything completely based on child and his needs. So if a LD child is given in that way, the education is given in that particular way, according to the child's need, definitely he or she will excel when compared to a normal people. The only problem they face is what they need, they don't know to express. It is our job to identify.
Yes, ma'am. So as part of your work and your job and how you deal with such children, counseling their parents is often a very important task. So most parents find it hard, like even in this era, they might find it hard to accept the fact that their children are being diagnosed with LD, and they often tend to Google the symptoms of the child. They often tend to become anxious. They are afraid that the child is deviant from the normal. So when you're counseling their parents, what is the most important task, or more like the kinds of words you would use, and how do you make it easier for the parents to accept it? What is the role of the counselor in that particular situation?
Okay, that's a nice question actually. My first challenge is to make the parent aware that the child is their own with the difficulties. It's from them. Because maximum learning difficulty is a genetical problem. So the child is not blamed for what he has. It is from no ages, which was not identified, and now the child is spotted. So first thing is to make the parent aware of what is learning difficulty or learning disorder, and what are the substitutes they can do for the child to bring him in a better state. But definitely maximum parents set their expectations on their child, and when those expectations are not met, that is where the problem starts. They can't accept. So first thing, I should make them understand that setting their expectations on their child is not right thing. They have to accept the child's expectation and then work on it. So it's like vice versa. They should understand the child and his expectations and his need, and because it is his need, not parents' need.
Yes.
There is a gap. When the child need to accept parents' need, he should absorb things, he should sacrifice himself. That is not the goal of a parent. Any parent will say, no, that is not my need. Child should stay happy. Whatever case. When parent is expecting happiness from the child, then child should live on his own. He should be very comfortable. He should feel comfortable to express his problems to the parent. So that gap will be my prime task. So once that is achieved, rest will fall under track. No need of counseling.
Yes, ma'am. So most parents, when they hear such things, especially from sectors such as school and teachers and such stuff, or like even psychologists per se, when they hear that the child has been diagnosed with LD or any other learning disorder with learning difficulties, etc., they tend to prolong the process of intervention, and they tend to go forward with second opinions and illa ipo illa, we'll see that the child is too young, we don't know how the child is, how his brain is working, let's wait and see. So my question is, often that these parents do such things, how important is the time or the moment of intervention in a child that would actually help the child to develop further. Because too late makes it harder, makes the learning process, makes the intervention process much harder. So, how do you carry on that process of the intervention, of taking care of the child?
Actually, creating awareness to the preschool and the parents who join their kids in the preschool. Now, when we say creating awareness, what happened, as you said, oh, when they look at the child itself, they look in that perspective. So every movement, no, the perspective varies. If he makes mistake today, it is not that he will make mistake tomorrow. Today, due to some distraction, he made mistake. But okay, today my child made mistake, whether he comes under that category, and they start working and their angle will be there on the child in the same way. Okay. So again, creating awareness in a right way that should enter to the parent's mind in a right way will be the first part. Next, observe the child for quite a period in the sense at least when the child is in three plus, at least till 4. Give him a different way of learning and find out whether he is able to absorb it. Because there were kids who know overcome all these problems over a period. Maybe when they reach to 5th or 6th, they overcome because they have a different strategy. They find their own strategy and they do. We can't put them under one particular category, but still if the intensity of learning difficulties are too high, definitely intervention is very, very important at the early stage. If the child is not speaking, if the child is not focusing, if the child is not able to uh, communicate what he wants at the age of 3, 4, and 5, definitely intervention at that particular age itself gives them a better life in future.
So, at ages 3 and 4, the child actually tends to he's capable, he or she is capable of observing other people's behaviors, observing parents reactions to their behaviors or teachers reaction to their behaviors. The child is capable of understanding that something is wrong, right? It's not that the child is able to understand that something is wrong with himself or herself or with the parent as such, but he or she can analyze that there is some friction between the communication. And when they observe that the other children are able to do tasks that they are supposed to be able to do, but they're not
Yeah.
able to do, they're unable to do, how does and when you combine this with the reaction, negative reaction from parents, the parents show frustration, the parents hit them, this is wrong, this is not how it works, I've told you like 100 times. When they use such statements, when they force their opinions on the child, how does it affect the child psychologically?
Definitely, it's actually not from the parents' side, also from peers, from relatives, from teachers as well. The entire environment, when they oppose whatever the child do based on his abilities, the child will lose his esteem. Self-esteem is lost. His confidence is lost. Obviously, what he will do, he will try to isolate himself, where he won't get such kind of harsh words that hurt him a lot. So withdrawal will be there, poor socializing. His attention span will be very low because he keeps having that negative words thrown on him. So even if few positive words to him, he will not believe. No, you people are saying something different to me. This is not the one I heard always. I heard the other side. So he will be lost always. So psychologically, he will be completely withdrawn from the society, from the from the parents, from the teachers, and at the end, he will withdraw himself from learning also. That will be the end, and he won't see much interest in life if this such environment continues.
Yes, ma'am. So since learning disorder, it's relatively permanent. What kind of methods you as a teacher in that particular setting, what kind of methods you or like the teachers in general need to use, and what are the kinds of methods the parents at home need to use in order to actually see some progressive development in the child?
Actually, I, as a teacher, I used to have, take one concept and show in multiple ways. That is, one as audiovisual aid, one chalk, board and chalk way, using drawing, painting. And then next, try to make it as real life experiential learning. So whatever the concept we take, we connect to the real life. That is where the actual lag is. The child know it is A, and this is how it should be right. The child doesn't know why he should write that, where he should apply. So when we fill those gaps, why, where, what I'm reading, the purpose of education, then this problems will not crop up. So the last concept the last technique I take is real life application, where I apply the knowledge which I teach them in the class in a real life. And this is the purpose we are learning in class 3. We are learning in class 7. This is where we apply this knowledge. And there is a link why I'm reading this in class 8, why I'm doing a detailed study in class 9, 10. So I brief them. So there is a purpose of studying. It is established in the kid. So the gaps will know he is aware, okay, this is the purpose I'm studying. So normally learning difficulties kids are no, as far as I have observed, they don't know why I'm learning, ma'am. I have few kids, ma'am, you said A, I also said A. But why it should be A, why not B? None of us could have think. My mother said it is A, I am also saying A. Why it should not be B? Why it should be A only? Can we answer that? They are the out of box thinkers. So we have to establish that gaps to them, make them understand this is what we are learning and we will apply this in future, the purpose of learning. Then maximum problems is solved. And this should happen right from preschool. We learn rhymes. Why we learn rhymes? Normally we teach rhymes. It is not that learning rhymes, it is teaching rhymes and memorizing and delivering. Why we are teaching? Why they are memorizing? So it improves their memory, right? So there we are no dropping the knowledge category, how much they can absorb. Rote memory skills are developed. When they say, they listen, the sensory oriented parts will be activated. When they do action, kinesthetic part. So all the motor skills will be involved in one single rhyme. This purpose we have to establish to the kids. Then they know, oh, that is why in film also they sing, they dance, they smile at each other, and that dance is reached in the audience easily. So we connect that basic rhymes with film songs. How both are established. That's
Yes.
it.
Yes, ma'am. So moving on to like the particular case presented in the beginning of this discussion. Now that the parent is aware of how to deal with a child with learning disorder, what and in this particular case, the mother is right now unable to cater to the needs of the child because she has undergone surgery due to her gangrene issue, and she has a rod placed in her leg and which confines her to the bed. So now she's not able to travel with him to other places. So she has, as a mother, she she has put in a lot of effort to take care of her child, to make sure that the child is able to attain or access the resources that the child requires. So the child has been taken to places like NIPMET, to other such places, to DORAI Foundation, in order to like receive the kind of resources it requires in order to grow and develop. What happens in an environment where a mother is unable to do so because the child is now 25 years old, right? This affects the mother psychologically as well. How can one deal with such situation where there is no immediate person that the child can rely on because the father is away, that the other son is too young and the other son has passed away? These are such unfortunate situations. How can the child and the mother live in a very coexisting relationship manner?
The first thing we have to create, the child should understand that mother is undergoing such a great trauma, which is going to be a huge challenge. See, cannot be by now, there will be a huge gap between society and him. The acceptance of society or the society accepting him will be completely no other poles. Meeting two poles is very difficult, yes, but still the mother can work on the child to develop his own skills. Like he will be having certain skills. He will be excel in certain skills. So identifying that skill and give him occasional training where he can have no earn for his survival. And a place where no, if the mother is not there, the child is there in some other way, maybe in orphanage, where he can go earn, work, give the money for his food and shelter. That is possible. Or if mother is there, as long as with him, they can have the money for their own happiness. First thing. Actually, the mother is in complete depression where she cannot think forward.
Yes.
She has kept herself a full stop. So she should be motivated in a way that no, there is no full stop. Life is going on. We have to go with our routines, whatever we face in the hurdles we have. And she has crossed so many hurdles, such a huge hurdles, and this is nothing. She has developed the child till 25 years, which is something amazing. No other can do it because no husband, no elder son. And she herself is struggling, physical sickness is there. With that, she is focusing on her son, on her son, which is something amazing. I appreciate her for that, great thing she is having, in her mind. What if I'm not there? What my son will do? And she forgot the younger son in that case. So
Yes.
she should be motivated that no, even the younger son is depending on it. It's not just because he has got learning difficulties, she is there for him. No, the younger son needs her more when compared to the older one. He's already 25, has lived his, he's there. He knows at least where to go, where to come, how to eat, basic things. But the younger one, we don't know. So she should be motivated to divert her thoughts to the younger one. At the same time, identify the occasional training centers where this child will be placed so that the primary source of income will be there for him. That part we can work.
Yes. So taking care of a child with LD and managing other life situations and managing loneliness because the loss of a spouse and the loss of an elder son. How can the mother keep going on? And like you said, they're not supposed to put themselves in a situation where they put a full stop for their own lives. But often it is very hard for anybody, for any such person to deal with such an environment. But what can such people in that particular condition do in order to at least manage what is around them?
Actually,
How can they cope?
I appreciate the mother because in spite of her past very hard situation, she's mentally very strong, thoughtful. She has taken the child to NIPMET. She went throughout the possible areas she can afford and then work on the child to bring him up in a nice way. So if she regains that, now just a physical challenge she is having, not able to walk, That is again her willpower. With her willpower, definitely she can come back. It is not that no, she should be completely on bed throughout her life. It is just a phase where she is facing, and that can be rectified. No, she can definitely come back and she can start her search for the son. So this is how we need to talk to her and motivate her. It is completely from her only. All these years she has brought up as an individual. She didn't depend on anyone. Just because she has become on bed and somebody is supporting her, she lost her individuality. That is her feeling. It is a temporary phase. So we have to make her understand it's a temporary phase. Maybe matter of 2 months, 60 days. After that, she will be on her own. And I'm sure by now 60 days would have definitely reduced. So she will be back, and then she can definitely work. It's all because of her willpower and willingness to change.
Yes.
So it should come from her.
Yes, ma'am. So, like today's session, we've actually learned a lot from how learning people with learning disorders can still be independent through occupational training, through at the right time of interventions and such, and how important their environment is, how accepting the society is, the teachers are, and the key to all of this is awareness. So I think from your words today, I think we've all understood a little bit about how important awareness is with pretty much anything, right? And in order to the first step of any individual for a reaction to a person with any disorder, for that matter, is filled with anxiousness. But if you replace that with like constant upgrading yourself with awareness, with how to actually help the child out or any other individual with any other disorder, life would it would become a little more easier than it is. So thank you, ma'am, for actually doing this with us. And today we've had Miss Kavita Rajgopalan, and she is an assistant unit head for the special education unit at her school. And thank you so much for actually doing this with us, ma'am. And it was a great opportunity talking to you and connecting with you like this. And I'm sure the whole session can be viewed by our viewers who would actually help them out. It would help them out a lot. And today I've picked up one of those rare cases where the environment, the house setting is a little different from other houses. And I'm sure in this large population of India and the whole nation, I mean, the whole world, of course, that there are a few other families who are going through such similar things. So you've covered a lot of questions for us, and I'm sure for the people who are going to be viewing this video. Thank you so much for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. I hope few of my thoughts were shared with you people. It's a nice meeting youngsters like this. Keep doing your good work. All the best.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
whatever
sir.
I've said is my experience with learning students, creating awareness in positive way, accepting the kids, not saying they are special. They are not special. They are gifted, actually.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
they are gifted to the world, and we are here with those gifts.
Yes.
So accepting them as no equal to us is the first thing we need to do.
Yes.
So let's start accepting them.
Yes, ma'am. You've also very clearly highlighted the beauty or the beautiful aspects of learning disorder, which is something not many people focus on. So thank you for like making us see that as well. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Yes. Goodbye.
Goodbye.